Welcome to Chapter 10. After reading Chapter 10 and listening to the lecture, you should be able to answer the following questions. What determines the culture of the classroom? How can you create a positive learning environment? What are the keys to successful classroom management? What teaching methods do effective teachers use? How do teachers help to build learning communities? How do teachers participate in teacher collaboration? Classroom culture is determined by the manner in which teachers and students participate in common activities. Classroom climate is the atmosphere or quality of life in the classroom and is determined by the following: how teachers interact with students, exercise of authority, warmth and encouragement shown, amount of competition or cooperation encouraged. Classroom climate is characterized by a productive task-oriented focus, group cohesion, open, warm relationships between teachers and students, cooperative, respectful interactions among students, low levels of tension, anxiety, and conflict, humor, high expectations, and frequent opportunities for students' input regarding classroom activities. Positive learning environments have several of these characteristics. 1. A caring classroom that helps students learn to their fullest potential. 2. Attention to the physical environment where teachers place furniture and seat students to enhance learning and movement in classroom. 3. The classroom organization structure tasks, groups students, and uses resources to optimize learning for all. 4. Several types of groupings are used, including the following: between class ability grouping, where students are assigned by ability or achievement or goals or tracking. This type of grouping does not contribute to a greater achievement. Within class ability groupings, where students are assigned to small homogeneous groups. This grouping can cause some students to be undertaught, and regrouping does not occur. Cooperative learning, where students are placed in small groups of 4 to 6 students. This grouping assignment requires students to help each other on group projects. Groups may be set to compete against one another, and students may contribute based on talent, interest, and abilities. Delivering instruction occurs to provide authentic learning tasks, helps students construct knowledge, helps students acquire deep knowledge, and engage in substantive conversations. It also helps to make connections between knowledge and real world. How time is used in a positive learning environment is very important. Teachers may use some of the following strategies to use time effectively in the classroom: allocate time, time on tasks, academic learning time, opportunity to learn, and block scheduling. Classroom management techniques to establish a productive learning environment include some of the following: creating a caring classroom, classroom organization, student grouping, authentic learning, structuring time. Positive leadership and preventative planning are essential to effective classroom management. Classroom management is prevention-oriented. The goal of management is to maximize student attention and minimize disruption. Strategies include some of the following: utilizing the furniture arrangement to do the following: monitor student behavior from any point in the room, allow student movement with minimal disruption, keep interesting materials out of sight until needed, separate friends and students who dislike each other, assign chronically misbehaving students near the teacher's desk. A democratic classroom allows students more power and responsibility over classroom activities. Choice theory is when human beings make choices that enable them to meet their need for belonging, power, freedom, and fun. It is important to use preventative planning where you understand the following concepts: eyes in the back of the head, ripple effect, using models to communicate expectations. Use of effective responses to student behavior depend on the following: severity of misbehavior, zero tolerance, constructive assertiveness, assertive discipline steps, teaching problem solving, developing your own classroom management approach, humanistic approach, behavior approach, and classroom management approach. Effective models of teaching include some of the following: direct instruction, or a systematic instructional method that focuses on knowledge from teacher to student, orient students, review, present, assess, practice or apply, feedback, homework, and review periodically. Mastery learning requires that all students can learn at a given time. Students learn best in structured programs. The mastery learning cycle involves the following: setting objectives, teaching, providing feedback, correcting, teaching, testing, reteaching, and retesting. Methods based on child development modeling, thinking out loud, include some of the following: demonstration thinking, making students aware of thinking, focus students on applying thinking, constructivist teaching, teacher elicit prior knowledge, teacher presents material, students absorb and use information to construct meaning, students reflect and talk with others to construct meaning and solve problems. Scaffolding is when teachers provide clues, encouragement, and suggestions to guide learning. The zone of proximal development is the point at which a student needs help to continue learning. There are several methods based on the thinking process, including the following: informational processing, or the cognitive branch of science concerned with how people use their long and short-term memory to solve problems. Sensory memory, working memory, long-term memory. Inquiry or discovery learning is when students are given opportunities to discover knowledge for themselves. Peer-mediated instruction is motivated by students to excel and learn. During group investigation, teachers create environments that allow students to determine what and how they will learn. During peer tutoring, students are tutored by others in the same class or grade. Cross-age tutoring is when older students tutor younger students. Relationships with students are very important when building learning communities, and teachers must be mindful of the following concepts. Quality relationships with students are important. Many dimensions. Primary responsibility to ensure students learn as much as possible. Relationships should be based on mutual respect, caring, and concern. Professional cooperation or collegiality is important to help new teachers succeed. Administrators, department heads, and supervisors are available to help new teachers as they face issues of concern. Teachers should become acquainted with parents and guardians at school functions, PTA and PTO, and community events. Collaboration means working together, sharing decision-making, and solving problems to help build a learning community. Teachers often collaborate on the following topics: school governance, curriculum development, school partnerships, educational reform. Peer coaching is when teachers observe one another's teaching and provide constructive feedback. It encourages teachers learning together in a safe environment. Professional development is programs that encourage collaboration, risk-taking, and experimentation.